Welcome students to July 10th lesson on rewriting multivariable equations. All right, so we're gonna just solve for whatever they're asking us to solve for. All right, so this is important later on when you're solving a system of equations. Okay, all right, let's go move forward. All right, okay, so first thing, number one, they ask you to solve for y. So that means to solve for y, that means y is all by itself, and what is y equal to? Okay, so to solve for y. So by looking at this equation here, you always want to remove stuff that is not multiplying the y yet. Okay, so this is the last thing you do. So let's just by looking, I'm going to remove this 3x. Okay, now to remove something like that, it's either by add or subtract. So I'm going to remove this guy by subtracting 3x. And remember, you always do the same thing to both sides, okay? So what I have now is negative 2y. And again, I'm just gonna rewrite it with the x first. You can't add and subtract those two, which is perfectly fine. That's negative 3x, that's positive 6, okay? And then I'm gonna divide by negative 2, because again, you're solving for y. You don't wanna solve for negative y, so that's why I divide by negative. You divide everything by negative 2 like that. All right, that cancel. I have y by itself. Again, I like to put the equal sign first so I see my left and right side. But anyway, that gives me a negative divided by negative is a positive 3 over 2x. And that gives me a negative 3. All right, let's move on to number 2. All right, number 2. Now this one is solve for p. And you realize there are two p there. So you actually have to remove both. You have to make sure you move all the p's on one side. Okay, so I'm going to do the distributive property first. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. The reason why I do that is so I can move it over. Okay, so 6 minus 2q positive. This is a negative 2, so that's a positive 6p is equal to 4p. All right, I'm gonna subtract 6p to both sides. Again, you want to move the p to one side. You can move it to the other side, but as you can see, you're gonna have to remove those two. So I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna remove like this. Get equal sign first, I get 6 minus 2q is equal to negative 2p. Again, not quite, you solve for p. So again, once p is by itself, then you're done, whatever that answer is. Okay, so I'm gonna divide by negative 2. Again, everything, all right? And I'm running out of room, so I'm just gonna write down the answer right here. So p, this one here will give me negative 3. This will give me positive 1, because negative divided by negative is positive 1q. And that is my answer right there. All right, let's move on to number 3. Now, number 3, you want to solve for x. Again, so all you do, first thing, you look at it first, you go, okay, x is on this side. I have to move the 1 over and then the 1/4 over. So I'm going to go and subtract 1 on both sides. Cancel y minus 1. Again, I can subtract those two, which is fine. You don't need to, okay? Now I'm going to get rid of the 1/4 by multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. Okay, 4 over 1, or simply just 4 is good enough. You don't have to write 4 over 1, but I'm going to just do it right there. So I'll multiply this side by, I'll put a 4 right here. All right, that will give me, you could do the distributive property, 4y minus 4, and this side they cancel, leave you with 1x, or just simply x. And there you go, you're just solving for the variable, okay? Number 4. Let's take a look. All you have to do here is just go ahead and solve for y. Okay, so for this one, very similar to number 2, you could do a distributive property first. Okay, that's probably a good idea. So let's just go ahead and do that. Now, there's another way, but that's okay. I don't want to confuse you. So plus 2x plus 2y is equal to 11. Turn it off real fast. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and subtract. I have to remove those two, so I'm gonna subtract 7. I'm also gonna subtract 2x. Now, I'm doing it to skip steps. You definitely don't have to. You could do one at a time, but you can actually do that at the same time. This one cancel, this one cancel. I'm left with 2y, and I'll write my negative 2x first, and then I'll focus on what's here. This one's gonna give me a positive 4. All right, any question how I wrote that first and that gives me positive 4, email me. Divide by 2, y is equal to negative 1x, or negative x. plus 2. All right, let's go and move on to our, I think we have 2 more problems. Okay, perfect. All right, number 5. This one you want to solve for t, okay? So let's get rid of that divide first. I'll multiply by 6. So it gives me 6i is equal to p r t, and you're solving for t, so you have to get rid of this multiplying p and multiplying r. So I'm actually going to divide both of them at the same time. Cancel, cancel. I'm left with just this. Again, you didn't really do much here, technically, but that's okay. You don't need to actually write anything down. That's your answer right there. Again, I multiply by 6 both sides and divide by p and r at the same time, and that's my answer. Okay. All right, last problem for this lesson. Okay. Again, this one here you need to solve for. My bad, I didn't write down solve for b. All right. So same thing. I'm gonna multiply by 2. So they give me 2a is equal to c minus b. I am going to subtract c to both sides. 2a minus c is equal to negative b. Not quite b yet, so I'm going to just divide by negative 1. Remember, there are 2 terms here. You always want to make sure you divide both of them by whatever it is 0, 2, whatever. This is negative 1, so divide everything by negative 1. Okay, so that's negative 2a positive c is equal to b. All right, that's it. You have any question, email me. I'm just solving for a variable. Okay, thank you.